just felt something moving with so much love. So much love. How are you? How are you? How are you? Hi, Brownie. Hi, Brownie. Hi, Brownie. Brownie's single and she's really happy. Like, no shit. She's going to sleep knowing that nobody's cheating on her. So, hi guys. I'm really interested in hearing what you have to say after that. Is that all? So, hi guys. Hi guys. So, today we're giving. I feel like I look yellowy. You do look yellow. It's the light. Remove that mirror as well. Mirror. I think it's blocking off. People who say mirror. Mirror. Remove that mirror. Don't break it. And like, I have a shadow here now that makes me look like I have a beard. In its own video. This is You're so rude. Yeah. Okay, I actually covered the product. Yeah, you're supposed to go like that. Yeah, this is like fake kisses, you know. Yeah. How you doing? Like, what you doing here? Who that? Hi, Susie. Hi. You got DMs for days, mate. You actually have most of them. Oh, yeah. My dear, my bae. It's a lie, only in my heart. Yeah. Only in my mind is see my bae, it's not my bae in real life. Me, I feel like we communicate with this boy today. Is your bae your bae? Yeah, my bae is not my bae, oh. My bae is not close to being my bae. Let me even be hearing my other bae. So, I mean, I have one. This girl wrote people episode. Like, I'm dedicated to my. You actually are that they're so dedicated. Wow. I'm so proud to have a friend like you. This is her real face. This is who she is. Ignore the whole hi brownie girl. This is who she is. Hi brownie girl. BDSM, I'm still a virgin. What do you even say? Body. Fagin. F-A-R-G-I-N. Fagin. Not to be mistaken with virgin. No, they're different things. They're different things, you understand? Yeah, today we're talking about dating advice for single ladies. The way she has written it down, like, I want to learn. Please teach me. Okay. And tell me what category I'm in. Okay, there are two categories of single ladies. I will not highlight which one I'm in. I will just identify both. I'm not personalizing anything in this video. Disclaimer, listen at just your own. Just in case our husband is listening right now. I'm just sharing my opinion. I know how opinions are. Sometimes they're hard to take, but this is what I think is best. So wish me luck. Okay, so there are two categories of single ladies. Those who want to stay single for whatever reason, and those who want to date again. So, no, listen. There should be a third one. Those that can go either way. True. Like, I don't have an issue with being single, and I'm comfortable staying by myself. At the same time, I'm open-minded to like meeting somebody. So I think I'm like 1.5 or something in the middle. But those are the two main ones. Carry on. Me, I prefer not to share my stars. Even though you already kind of did. But yeah, it's fine. Okay. So I think for me, the most important thing is being whole in yourself. And now I'm speaking on those who want to date again, because I think it's a position that I relate more with. So that's where most of my advice would be centered around. I think the most important thing is to be whole in yourself. You have to heal from your past. A lot of people have had different experiences. You never really know how damaged. That's a big word, but you never really know what a person has gone through in their past relationships, and you actually don't have a right to tell them how to act about it, or how to react. But the most important thing is that if you're trying to date again, take however long you need to, but you have to be whole in yourself again. Heal from your past. Reach a point when you're able to open up and be vulnerable. Vulnerability is critical. Anyway, be vulnerable. Touching on what you said about being whole with yourself and the whole concept of you not knowing how damaged somebody is so true. I used to think that it was even more true for women, but it's so bad for men. Much worse. A lot of guys are the way that they are because of their previous experiences. And in as much as we would all like to go into relationships hoping that the people that we're going to be with are amazing and perfect, you do have to realize that everybody's life is separate. Like, I'm sorry that there's some random movements behind us.
It's a bag, it's a ghost.
Yeah, basically. Why it does, so it's fine.
Then after, being whole in yourself, and reaching the point where you're vulnerable. If you're not vulnerable, you will never really give into the experience, and you will never really know what you can get out of the experience. So you'll just be wasting your time. In my opinion, you will be wasting your time.
Waste your time, 2018.
2018, like, this is something, everything that I'm going to talk about here is literally lessons I'm trying to implement. So maybe saying it out and sticking by it would help it stick. Then secondly, I think you need to have a checklist, have a mental checklist, or you can write it down. Have a checklist of the requirements you want in a person, what kind of relationship you would have. I think, was it today? It was actually just today that I was talking to you about a book that I saw. It's called a book called The Man God Has for You. And religion aside, it is just very informative. You understand? There are just 7 points, but those 7 points, it covers everything you would require in the right kind of guy for you. So I feel like you should have a checklist. Know and be realistic that, okay, not one person is going to have all of this. But you should have your, I call it non-negotiables. And that should be a
so like hard limits and soft limits.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I just thought about BDSM.
I know. I just thought about 50 Shades as well.
Oh my
bad. I'm sorry.
Then
with that listing, I feel like it's so important to be, like I said, realistic, but even more than being realistic, be honest with yourself. So as you're writing the list, also think about how compatible the person that you want is for you. Because at the end of the day, you can have all the things in the world that you have on your list, and the person that has all those things may not like you. So you have to also be in the mindset of compatibility.
Yeah.
It's not just about, oh, I like this, that would be nice. Are you in a position to accept those things from somebody? Are you in a position to give those things to somebody? Because for me, before I write something on my list, I have to be capable of giving it to somebody else, because you don't want the thing to be looking at you and say, you said,
I think
what have you contributed to this?
You have to pass the test that you're putting others through, if that makes any sense. You have to pass your own test.
All of it. Yeah. I co-sign it. Yes.
And then, in accordance with your checklist, I feel one of the important things is find someone that you really don't have to make a man. Let him preferably be a man. You understand? I mean, everyone needs...
What does it mean to be a man, though?
I think people really underestimate the fact that, everybody says to women, be whole, be whole, be whole. A man also needs to be whole in himself. He needs to achieve a certain level of growth realistically. Yeah. And I feel like not a lot of people achieve that. And
before they feel like they have to be forced into marriage.
And us women, we do mature quicker. So it's a situation where you might actually meet somebody when they have not reached that level.
Full potential.
And that's for you to evaluate. Do you want to stick around
and help them? Are you willing to endure?
Or
just receive the assurance from the beginning?
I don't know which. Everybody's situation.
I know which one she is, and I know which one I am, but keep it for other times.
I am.
Who is looking for assurance? Like, who is in endurance? I'm sure you can tell, but I'm not going to say nothing. I don't have any tea anymore. I don't have any water, but let's pretend I'm drinking water right now.
She just called me endurance. I am not endurance.
If you say so, carry on. I said, if you say so, carry on.
She's rude, guys. Anyway,
you like feeling like you're exposing me. What makes you think that these people don't already know how I am? Like, you're feeling like, I know you know me the best, but you're feeling like people don't know. I don't hide this. I'm an open book.
For me, the primary thing is don't overthink. Don't overthink. Think, but don't overthink. We tend to overthink. I overthink sometimes. But
hallelujah,
don't overthink. It's critical to allow the process happen at the pace that it's meant to happen. And that's why it's important to have your requirements set before you identify the person. So you can actually enjoy the process. You understand? A lot of people don't have their requirements. So during the process, they're now figuring it out, and it's just not flowing the way it should be. And they end up in situations where they're like, I shouldn't have even started this in the first place. You know, so that's why it's important to be right before you try to get with somebody.
I think going off, I'm sorry to take you guys back, but before she started talking about processes, I think one thing that we talked about today is knowing your own life vision and knowing who fits into that vision. Now, if you're in a situation where the key thing for you is to have like a bajillion children and just like have a family house, like me, I just want to have a lot of children. I want to like be baking. I want to be making money, but like my focus is quite like family oriented. You cannot be dating somebody that is telling you they want 1 or 2, 1.5 children. Do you understand? That automatically becomes
5 kids.
That automatically becomes one of your requirements. So even if you meet somebody that has all the things on your list, but they do not have the thing that is the most important to you, like she said, like the non-negotiables, but I feel like your vision is more of an overall thing. Your vision is where do you want to end up? And how does this person fit in with where you want to end up? A very good example is me. I feel like social media is always going to be a part of my life. I would love to be in a situation where I can like vlog my experiences in life, from like being pregnant, having children, like milestones. Even if they don't end up being like on the internet, like for myself, if I'm with somebody that does not like taking pictures and is not willing to change that, does not like being on camera and is not willing to change that, obviously he does not fit in with my vision. That is if in fact that's a major thing for me. Yeah, I don't know that it is, but like if in fact that is a major thing, he already doesn't fit into your vision. So to an extent, you're kind of wasting your time.
True.
And this is not to waste my own time, 2018. To waste his time or waste her time, not your time.
Not your time.
So carry on for when you stop.
Game playing. This generation, we're just all about games. It's like I was trying to be cool when I wrote it down, but I was like, there's so many fields out there to play, so the gamers are out.
Bars. I'm not even a rapper.
No, I'm not. I don't believe in games. I'm like, as long as we understand like these preliminaries are there, just go straight into it. I was reading, a friend of mine, my age, she just got married, and I was watching one of her YouTube videos about courtship, her ideologies about courtship, and she got out of a very long relationship, and the person she'd married to, I think they dated for like 3-4 months. So based on her experience, for courtship, the shorter the better. You understand? But they already had agreements in these preliminaries. So once they got together, they were able to just go straight into...
You see, this your A matches with mine. Let's mark our questions together. Did you get A for number 1? Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay. Did you get B for number 2? Exactly.
And that's another level of maturity, I believe. Like, you need to reach that point. Like, we've all had experiences. The lessons you learned, don't forget them. It's very important, Lara. Don't forget them. You tend to forget them. You tend to... Don't forget your lessons. Wow, I'm actually looking at myself, guys.
I'm cute. Whatever. Okay. And I wanted to add into that the truth of the matter is that in my previous relationship, if we had courted for a short period of time and we had gotten married, we probably would have had a very good marriage. And it would have been a situation where the things that now pull you apart, the longer you stay together, there are things that if you really felt like properly committed, like there's nothing you can do about it, there are certain things, I'm not saying for everything, it's not like abuse and all those other things, but certain things like, oh, he's not doing what I want him to do. There are lots of things that you work through when you already know that you're there. There's nothing else. You gotta walk through it, you understand? As compared to like when you've been dating, like, I don't think the next relationship I'm going to be in, not for anything, but I don't think that I'm going to have to date somebody for even up to a year.
Sorry.
What's laughing?
My DMs is popping.
But I feel like I'm now centered, and I've now enjoyed my time by myself up to the point that if I see the person that I want, which I kind of have, but it just doesn't want to make. You know,
it's
I
complicated.
Don't think it's exactly.
It's complicated.
But like, once there are certain things that you see in a person that automatically you just know, I can make this work. And I'm also a believer in the fact that you can actually love more or less anybody, but you have to make a conscious decision. So you have to agree to love that person. And it's easier to agree to love somebody when they have the characteristics that you want. Yeah. You understand? So also.
When you do find the right person, one thing we should do in this generation of independence, I think it's very important to relinquish control to the situation, to the person. Allow the person lead the situation. This umbrella is very big. It really spans across, freak like myself. And myself. I'm a micromanager. That I even just said it. It took a lot for me because it's something that. But I'm a planner, so likewise. I do feel like you can plan everything with a good strategy. You would be successful. Yeah. And then when things don't go your way, your world is
you're literally looking like, I made notes. I thought of all contingency plans. So like I'm trying to understand why this did not work.
So I think it's very important to learn how to relinquish control to the situation, to the person, to step up. You understand? Allow the person step up. You know? All this that I said, I have to highlight the fact that your age and your experiences are very important.
For sure.
I've been in love, and when I consider how old I was when I was in that relationship and how old I am right now, it's like I was two completely different people. My ideologies, my tolerances, my understanding, the things that interest me, everything is different. You understand? So with this advice and honing in on the age thing, in your early 20s, you are still discovering yourself. I'm still early 20s, 25. That's mid-20s. Yeah. But you're still discovering yourself. However mature you think you are, you are still discovering yourself.
You're not as mature as you think you are.
When you reach your next level, that's when
you realize that, I thought I was smart, but it's like there's still so much to learn.
So in your early 20s, to whom it applies to, you can carry it on. Don't make any super permanent decisions. Know that there's still a lot out there for you to learn, and once you learn it, it would affect everything around you. So there are times when you feel like timing is everything. Timing is actually everything.
Timing is so important. I don't even know.
Timing is everything.
It's key, because you can meet the right person at the wrongest time,
and you wouldn't get the right.
The only thing that I can do about that one is prayer. Just have to pray that God lets you meet the right person at the right time. Because sometimes meeting the right person at the wrong time diminishes their value to you. Yeah. Because you're seeing them through things that you should not be seeing them through. Yeah. Instead, you should probably be hearing about it when you are already together. You understand? Exactly. Understand what I'm saying? So like sometimes that can tend to diminish the value of the person to you. And obviously with that being said, I feel like the one thing that I have done recently, but I keep on doing, because sometimes I forget, is like just relinquishing control, not only to the situation but to God. For me right now, I'm just like, do you know what? I've accepted that I'm an idiot, okay? I always say this, like, I'm just like, God, like, no matter how smart, because sometimes having knowledge makes you feel like, you know, it makes you have an inflated sense of importance. What I've realized is that the things I claim I know, every time I tell God I want something, this is what I know, this is what I want, He just switches it up. Honestly. So I just said to myself, do you know what? It's cool. When you are ready, understand?
Give me my
anyone you give me, I collect it. Obviously, you do that in the hopes that God's plans are always greater than your plans. Yeah. He knows what it is that you need. You know what it is that you want. You don't exactly know what you need, even though you may feel like your needs. You know what you need, but God knows what you need. And hopefully He will navigate all of us to the right partner, because I cannot stress the importance of being with the right person. And as much as it's really sweet and it's really nice, and depending on the age you're in, you're just like, oh my God, I'm in love. I just want to love somebody. He's so sweet. Their face and your heart so start beating. Like, sister, it happened to me. Let me drag you back to earth, okay? Yeah. Be very careful. Be very careful who you give your time to. Be very careful who you give your attention to. It doesn't matter if somebody's like, oh, you're taking too much time to make your decision. Make sure that you make the right decision. Make sure that you make the decision that when you're sleeping in the night, it is not waking you up saying,
it's not entering your dream.
A guy
to talk to you.
Not the one that you will be dreaming now that the person is trying to shoot you. The person is trying to be very I can't stress it. I'm talking this is stuff that I would tell to Zizi. So I need all of you to be aware, to be alert. I'm sorry if it sounds like we're talking from the female perspective, but at the end of the day, that's the perspective we know. Yeah. I feel like there's more power, or not even more, they're just different powers. The guy is in control of creating the environment a lot of the time and starting the relationship a lot of the time. But then you cannot understate the importance of a woman waiting. Like that waiting thing and that whole stooping to conquer thing, the fact that you have to humble yourself so much, even when you know better.
I feel like being rooted in something beyond your heart.
And beyond yourself in general.
It gives you a clarity, like a reference point.
An anchor.
Yeah. That's the word I was looking for.
An anchor.
You need that. You really do need that. You can go to bed off a high from your heart and you wake up and your head has just taken over everything. That's a battle. Just find somewhere to go. When you're feeling the type of way, just find somewhere to go and be like, you know what, that's where your checklist comes in. You understand? I have this
to remind yourself.
Man. This person has these things. I'm happy with these things. They have these things. So anything else that comes I'm not too happy with, I think I can work through it.
Yeah.
They're not really breaking any of my non-negotiables. So, this is worth working out.
Love is hard.
Love is hard. It's complicated.
Is tough.
People think it's black and white, but
it's never. Gray. Everything is gray. Let me tell you that. I can tell you that for free.
You will compromise.
So many compromises you will make, you can't even tell your friends.
You can't even, girl. You can't, because
they will just look you up and down like this.
But the funny thing is, when they're in such situations, they will do the same thing. Sure. So it's not for the weak-hearted. You really need to, like my mom. Okay, David, they tire her. You need to there's this. It's not gonna
just tighten your belt, Sha.
No, there's something strong, but let's stick with tightening your belt. I wanted to say it for emphasis. You need you need to really tighten your belt. It's not for the weak-minded, so to say. I commend those people who really had a very smooth ride.
It must be nice. Can't relate to that.
I think I can relate to that, but age.
I
didn't have a list. True. I didn't have anything. So
I actually didn't have a list either.
When I reached a certain stage of growth, I was just like, huh?
I think before my last relationship, I had a list, but my list has changed.
Yeah.
So you also have to acknowledge that, because I had a list. I stuck by my list to the best ability that I could, and it ended up being a really good and fruitful relationship until it wasn't. So I'm hoping that now I'm making better decisions, and I'm also humbling myself a little more because I'm such a proud person. I know you can't see it on my angelic face.
Oh, I'm sure they really
as an angel, I'm so humble. But guys, you don't know me. It's only the guys that have interacted with me. It's only people that have interacted with me that really know me. Y'all don't know me. You don't know me from the relationship standpoint, naturally. But it is well. Sometimes just relax.
I think that's one of the...
and go with the flow. To your moral extent, not the one that you go with the flow. The flow will not take you. Understand? Don't go with that flow. Go with this flow, not this flow.
What flow is that?
Fornication flow.
I don't know. Can't
relate. Fudging. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. As I say every time before I end my videos, do not forget that you are sugar. There's a flag here. Jesus is huge. You are spice, and you are bomb as jollof rice.
I'm definitely jollof rice. Oh my god! When I was doing my makeup today, I said to myself, "You are jollof rice."
I need these things on shirts. Nobody should steal my ideas. In fact, I'll cut that part out. Bye.